Hey, what's up you guys, it is Firewood and welcome back to another Minecraft mod review, and today we're going to be looking at Tinker's Construct. This is part 2 and we're going to be looking at the materials used to craft all the tools in the Tinker's Construct mod. So yeah, I hope you guys do find this useful and I hope you do enjoy, and let's get into the video. So in today's video I'm just going to be telling you about the materials and their traits, and also I'll mention the durability and stuff, but I will not be mentioning what those traits actually do. The Tinker's Construct wiki will be linked down below and you guys can read those for yourself down there. It's very comprehensive, it tells you exactly what they all do, so I'd recommend you guys read that, otherwise it's just going to be me reading things off a screen, and none of you really want to see that, do you? And the first materials we're going to cover can actually be used to make any of the parts for Tinker's Construct, fletchings and bowstrings. So the first one we have is wood, and as you can see, if I press shift on this guy, I'll actually tell you all the durability, mining level, speed and attack information down below. So I'm not going to cover all of those, you can see those for yourself just by pressing shift over the tool. But if you make the material out of wood, this gives it the ecological ability, and this will be whether it's on the head of the tool or the other part of the tool. So the head is the bit that goes on top that affects the main bit of the tool, so like the pickaxe head, the sword blade, the axe head, etc. And then you have the tool rods and the bindings and stuff, which are secondary parts, which will have different traits. Well, not necessarily different, they can be the same as well, it just depends really. I will tell you if they have different ones if necessary. The next thing we have is cobblestone, and this is probably the worst thing you can make your tool out of, so I don't recommend it, but it's also really easy to repair, so you know, weigh those two options up. And this has the cheapskate ability on the head and the cheap ability on the stone tool rod. The next material we have is flint, and this will have the crude 2 ability on the pickaxe head or any type of head of the material, and just crude 1 on the tool rod or anything else. Next we have cactus, and this has the prickly ability on the tool head and the spiky ability on anything else like a tool rod, etc. Then we have bone, this has the splintering ability on the head and the fractured ability on the rest of the tool parts. Then there's obsidian, and this has the durite ability on either parts. Next we have prismarine, and this will have the jagged ability on the pickaxe head, and also you can see it has aqua dynamic, but if you're just on the tool rod, etc. or the binding, it will have just aqua dynamic. On endstone, we have alien on the head of the tool, and then we have interference on the tool rod or the binding, etc. Next we have paper, which is probably one of the most useful materials, and I will actually tell you what this one does because it's very useful. I recommend you use it. And this has writable on no matter what part of the tool you use, and writable essentially adds another modifier, which is something we'll get into in a later part of this mod review. Next we have the sponge, and this has squeaky on any part of the tool part. Then we have netherrack, which will have the articulus on the head, and hellish also, as you can see from this pickaxe head, but it will only have hellish on the tool rod, binding, etc. And so far all of these materials have been able to be crafted into their tool parts via the part builder, but this last one is iron, and this has to be done in the smeltery as I showed in part 1 of this mod review. And this on the head has magnetic 2, and on any other part just has magnetic. The next one we had is actually added by Tinker's Construct, and this is the Firewood, and this has the ability auto smelt on the head or the other part of the tool, and I'll show you how to make this in a second, but this is actually crafted via the part builder into its tool part. So to make firewood, you're first going to need lava wood, and this is made by putting any plank basically into a casting basin, and then we can use a seared faucet to extract from a seared tank lava. So if we pour that out, it will actually use the lava, and as you can see, it is slowly crafting lava wood in the casting basin. We can just pop that out and we get ourselves some lava wood, and this is just a building block from the Tinker's Construct mod. Then to craft it into firewood, we're just going to craft the lava wood with 2 blaze powder, and there you go, that's how you get it. And the next thing we're going to be making is actually slime, and this is a bit more complicated to make, and I first thought I'd mention that you can make this congealed slime block, and this can be used as a recipe to get it, and this is just made with these 4 slime balls like so. You can also just find these in the world on the floating slime islands, which I will show you now. So as you can see, I'm up here on this slime island. It's just floating above the world, which is down there. There's also another one over there, so these guys aren't too rare. And as you can see, you can find this congealed slime block, a congealed slime block that's also blue. You can also get these trees which grow as well, so you can grow your own slime as well. And the next thing you're gonna need to do is craft this green slimy mud, and this is either crafted with 4 slime balls or a congealed slime block, 1 sand and 1 dirt. And this guy can actually be used in the world. It basically slows you down but lets you jump higher, as well as these are congealed slime blocks. They let you basically bounce on them, which is kind of cool. And to actually craft the tool part, you're going to need this green slime crystal. And to get this, you just smelt green slimy mud in a furnace. And this guy has the slimy ability on either part of the tool. And the next thing we have is the blue slime part. And this is made with the congealed slime. Again, you can make this with 4 slime balls. And you can actually get these slime balls from these blue slimes that actually spawn in the Tinker's Construct mod. And that's what these guys look like. And these actually just spawn in the blue slimy water that you can see here. Then you can craft this blue slimy mud, which is crafted with 4 slime balls, a sand and a dirt, or alternatively a congealed slime block, sand and dirt. This does the same as the green slimy mud. And as you can probably guess, to get the slime crystal, which is what you need to make the tool part, you need blue slimy mud in a furnace, and this guy has the slimy ability. And both of these guys, as well as the red one as well, can be made in the part builder for making the tool parts. And the final one, as you guessed, is the red one, or the magma slime crystal. And to make this, you're going to need to get yourself some slimy magma mud, which does the same as the previous 2 again. But this guy's crafted a little differently. You can get it from these slime balls, which are the red ones, and then you can craft 2 of those with the magma cream and 1 sand and 1 dirt. And the way you get these orange slime is actually in the Nether. You can find these little slime islands in lava, and basically you can just break these congealed slime blocks. You can also get congealed blood blocks from here, and once you've made this slimy magma mud, you can put it in the furnace, and that will give you a magma slime crystal. And on the pickaxe head, or any type of head, it'll have the superheat ability, and on the any other part like the tool rod or the binding, it will have the flammable ability. The next thing we have is pig iron, and this is actually made in the smeltery. It is a mixture of iron, clay, and bucket of blood, and more accurately, it's in a mixture of 72 millibuckets, which is half a clay blob, 40 blood, and 144 millibuckets of iron, which is a whole iron ingot. So the way we're going to make this is we're going to start by smelting iron and clay, and I'll just wait for that to smelt down. So those 2 have melted down here. So to get blood, I'm going to have to jump into survival mode, and essentially what you're going to do is you're going to jump into the smeltery like so. And yeah, there you go. As you can see, we have a molten pig iron ingot, and yeah, get blood by jumping in the smeltery, as I said. The next material we're going to be making is this night slime, and to start off with this, you're going to need to find some congealed slime blocks, which are purple, and these are found slightly rarer on the Sky Islands as well, and these are turned into these purple slime balls. And to make an ingot equivalent of night slime, you're actually going to need a whole slime ball, a whole iron ingot, and 4 stone. And you're going to need to come over to the smeltery and just throw all this stuff in, and as you can see, as these final stones smelt through, they will all mix together to give me an ingot of night slime. And these obviously have to be made like the pig iron also in the smeltery, these tool parts, and the head has the crumbling ability and any other tool parts has the unnatural ability. These next 3 materials are actually going to require you going to the Nether, and the first thing you're going to need to do is find yourself some cobalt and some ardite ore. And if you head on over into the Nether, you'll find that this stuff isn't actually that rare. As you can see, there's some cobalt here, there's some ardite there, there's some more ardite there, some more cobalt. And I should mention that cobalt and ardite actually are in a mining level above obsidian, which means any tool like a diamond tool cannot actually mine cobalt or ardite. You're going to need an obsidian pickaxe actually to mine these, because that is the only material with the mining level of cobalt. Well, obviously besides cobalt, manulin, and ardite, they also have a mining level of cobalt. And you can use these on their own as their own tool materials. Cobalt you can smelt in a furnace, or you can throw it in the smeltery obviously, and then you can make heads which have the momentum ability, and the other parts have the lightweight ability. Same with ardite, you can either throw it in the furnace or the smeltery. The smeltery doubles it, so obviously I recommend using the smeltery. And the ardite tool parts then have stonebound on the head part and petra armor on the tool rod parts. I just want to mention quickly that cobalt tools have the highest base mining speed in the game, and just by mixing these 2 in the smeltery, the cobalt and the ardite, you can make yourself some manulium, or however you say it. It's up for debate. I don't really know how you're supposed to say it. This has the highest base attack in the game, and the head of any manulium tool will have the insatiable ability, and the tool rod or binding or whatever will have the cold-blooded. The next materials we have are the ones that can be used for bowstrings, and these are string, vines, blue slimy vine, and purple slimy vine. And as you can see, you can find these slimy vines on the trees, the purple ones anyway, and you can find the blue ones on the edge of the slime islands like so. The next ones we have are 4 arrow shafts, and these are wood, which can give the ecological on the arrow shaft, bone, which gives the splitting, blaze rod, which gives hovering, end rod, which gives end speed, ice, which gives freezing, and the sugarcane, which gives breakable. And the final thing we have today is the fletchings for arrows, and these can be made out of feathers, leaves, or any type of slimy leaf. Okay guys, so that about does it for today's video. I hope you guys have found this useful, and I hope you did enjoy, and yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.